um, different clubs that I'm involved with, like the Student Wellness Coalition. And yeah, just also just doing what I like to call escape trips. I'm not sure if anyone else feels a little bit claustrophobic in the city, but I really love to get out into nature. And so last weekend, my partner and I went to Brown County State Park, and did some hiking. And we walked around a couple lakes, and then spent the night in Bloomington, and then came back to Indy. And it was just like the perfect tiny weekend trip. Bloomington's a wonderful town if you've ever been there. And yeah, that's something that I like to do, because being from Michigan, sometimes in this landlocked town, it's a little bit claustrophobic. And so I like to get in the woods and just escape for a little bit. And that helps both my personal wellness, and just kind of gives me a little reset before I come back to school.
I'm from Florida, so I totally feel you on the landlocked thing. Isheka, do you have something fun?
Oh yeah, definitely. I cook a lot, so I've been like just creating recipes. I have a website now, so I've been working on that, still is. So that started kinda, and I do paint. Like after I recently moved, so I'm like swimming. I try to work out now. I gained like so much weight over Corona because I was like cooking a lot, like cheesecake, everything, and then just eating. So now I'm way more active. I'm outside now. And I mean, like, this is like one of my paintings I did the other day. It's like simple, but I'm learning. So I just try to do stuff and challenge myself, And also,
drop the link, Mama. I need it.
Thank you. And I've also like, with friends and stuff, they'll have like game nights or movie nights. And I mean, my roommate and I and another friend, we had like a picnic the other day, and just about things like that.
That's so cute. And you're so talented. Don't try. I mean, you're like, oh, it's not that great. It's not. No. Yes, you did that.
I'm just learning though. Thank you.
It's fun to learn something new, not like academic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Daenique, you mentioned Zoom meetings. So do you Zoom with your family too? Or is that like a FaceTime thing? I'm not an Apple person, so I don't know.
Well, for my family, we use WhatsApp, but Zoom for my friends. And I've also been doing a lot of baking and trying new recipes and making like baked goods, because they're not as hard as you think. Like I made scones and it's amazing, and like yeast rolls, it's fabulous. Also probably gained some weight, but I don't know if I intend on losing it. So there's that. But also just like social distance, hanging out with friends. So like going to the park, or if they're comfortable, we'll go to like their home. I'll go to their home or something, and just obviously wear my mask and whatnot. So yeah, so that's pretty much that much. I did go visit my brother. He lives in Indiana too, so spent some time there. So that was like a getaway, and we like hiked and had some fun and enjoyed some outside time too. So not like super fun things, but better than just being out inside all day.
Sure.
Speaking of all this food, I'd like to plug the Campus Rec membership. You can get it for $50 a semester. It gives you access to the Campus Rec sports workout facility, and also the National Institute of Fitness and Sport, or NIF, which is where I work out. And it's a great place to work off the weight that you put on with your COVID hobbies.
Isheka, you have everyone in chat. I mean, we're all running to the nearest restaurant right now because we're all hungry. Looking at your food and listening to these recipes, this is the cultural awakening I needed during this pandemic.
One more plug. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have heard of Devour Indie, but it's a lot of restaurant specials in town, and you can get like a 3-course meal, like literally last night I went to 45 Degrees, which is a sushi restaurant. You get like an appetizer, salad, and main course for $20 if you go with another person. And so there's spots and specials all over town. Just look up Devour Indie and check that out.
Yes, can vouch for Devour Indie, but I think that's in the spring or is it in the fall?
There's one going on now. There's two, I think. There's like a winter and then a summer.
Okay, so I know nothing, Johnson.
Yeah, there too. Just dropped it in the chat.
Look at Dr. Hardy. She is just coming through with these links. She said, I know what you're going to talk about. I have the link. Okay, so we'll ask one more question. So we've gone through the fun, we've gone through a little bit about indie, because you'll get to explore it, you know, as we're able to open up and kind of go, obviously with masks. I wish masks would stay a thing, by the way, just like, why not? But okay, that's just my 2 cents. Nobody asked for it. Here, let's ask, what funding is offered for professional development, conferences, certifications, or trainings? I already plugged the GPSG GPEG grant, up to $500 for conference travel registration if you want to submit an abstract. You don't have to be selected for like the plenary, you know, oral presentation of the conference to get money. I mean, it's important for you to go and network and do all those things. But now with everything going virtual, some of the registration fees have gotten just asinine. So like I said, up to $500, and you just write a little blurb about like what the conference will provide for your training or your professional development. I say conference, there's so many different trainings and like weekend getaway type deals that like, you know, societies put on. It doesn't have to be a conference, just anything that is going to advance your career. I know law students have like their own thing, conferences, they're called fancy things that I don't understand because I'm not in that world. All that kind of stuff, we fund it. So I have to plug the GPEG. Grad office has a travel fellowship. Thank you, Dr. Hardy. Again, with the links, pulling them up. I don't know if you guys know of any other, there's probably some in your department, definitely ask. I don't know if you guys know of any others.
The School of Medicine has travel awards, which I believe it might just get swapped to just the conference fees, but you'd have to check that out specifically.
Yeah. That's for the School of Medicine.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Hardy put in the chat that the graduate office has some fellowships, a link to financial support.
The School of Science. Thank you, Mary Bell. So most of your schools or departments probably have something. Yeah, even Mary Bell coming through with the links. This is a link-friendly event. You have to have the link or you can't talk about it. And I clearly did not get that memo.
Approaching your principal investigator or program director would be a great resource as well, because they're knowledgeable about specific grants specific to the conferences that you may be attending that may be available. And we can only offer things coming from IUPUI itself, but there are a lot of outside options.
Speaking of, oh, sorry, Isheka, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, just off of what Colin just said, what I normally do too when I'm applying to conferences, I try to just plan and apply ahead of time. Normally there are travel awards from conferences that you can apply for. So I've gone to a lot of conferences on travel awards. So you just have to get your application in early.
Yeah, and it's great recognition when you've been awarded. I know for this year I was awarded the Travel Minority and Cancer Travel Award, but because the AACR conference was virtual this year, we were still able to receive the recognition if we presented a virtual poster. So even though you may not be going, you're still attending. That makes sense.
Okay, and I have one quick final question for you all. Speed round. What is your one thing that you are most excited for coming into this academic year? It can only be one, and your friends don't count. No, they do. That was mean. We can start with whoever. Isheka, what is your one favorite thing that you're excited for?
Coming into the school year, I don't know, I was so excited that I was supposed to have an in-person class, but then they're thinking about, they're just waiting, assessing the situation to see if cases will or students will follow protocol. So that was like what I was excited about the most, and now we're online for now. So hopefully it becomes an in-person class. Yeah.
It's so excited that you're excited about class.
Yeah. You can also go back to lab now, not freely, but it's like I was home for a while and not able to do much. So I'm happy about that.
I went and saw my favorite little piece of lab equipment when I came back after leaving for the pandemic, and it was like, oh, you're still there. Still turned on. I was like, oh, yay. I was so excited for, like, you know, a centrifuge. Like, what? All right, Colin, what is your one thing you are most excited about?
I'm excited to continue preclinical lab work and working with the drills, working with your hands. That's the number one thing for me. And final plug, if you need help this semester with online courses or anything, there are a lot of wellness resources on the Student Affairs website under Health and Wellness Programs. Here's the link, follow it, get help before you need help.
Mm.
Yes, yes. And coming through more links. Give me those links. Give me all of
Probably roar. I can't say that word, but it's a good resource too. It's a good
okay,
resource. It has a lot of wellness things. Y'all can read.
You don't have to say it. You just have to link it in order for it to qualify. Daenique, what are you looking forward to other than seeing me in lab?
Okay, so I am actually looking forward to lab because we were considered essential, but we were not really allowed to do any work over the course of the pandemic shelter in place. So I'm excited, which I have been already, but to kind of continue my project because I was getting worried for a second. I was like, am I going to be here for another 2 years additionally because I can't do anything? So now I'm just, because I'm not in classes anymore. So I was a little worried, but I'm glad that I'm able to get back in.
I like how all of our favorite things are about either class or making progress towards our degrees. We all just want to finish this
Yeah,
degree.
we've been deprived.
I was going to say, I'm excited to steal more pencils from your desk because that's my favorite pastime because I never have one.
You're
welcome. Thank you. Okay, so I think that wraps it up. We talked about life, class, lab, and some of our favorite things about Indy. So I hope that was helpful, insightful, maybe made you smile. And now I think Daenique, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we are going to go to the bingo.
Yes. So our final game and final prize winning opportunities is bingo. Oh, let me stop recording now. We needed